Hello, hello, Zen friends. Welcome to Saturday night's edition of Messages of Love from Above. I'm excited to see what messages come through. We had a great earlier session and excited for more. So, welcome. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. Good to see everybody. Hey, Christina. Hello. Hey, everybody. Teresa, Teshi. Hello. You're so funny, Teresa. Hello. All right. Well, before we get started, let's bring in some beautiful love energy. We'll talk about a little bit about the Libra full moon that's happening within the hour, I believe. And then also, of course, um, about Venus going direct this evening, too. But we'll bring in some beautiful love energy through our lovely singing bowl. If you'd like to join me in doing that, we can just take some deep breaths as we let that beautiful love energy from above flow down into our hearts, fill us up, and flow out to the world. And as we're doing that, we can also think of at least one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment. And we can give that appreciation and gratitude to the Creator. It helps raise our love vibration. Making us ready to receive messages from spirit and anything else. So it puts us in that big receiving energy instead of a repelling energy as I knock my microphone around. Sorry about that. All right, so I will hit the singing bowl 3 times. So here we go. Big deep breath. Let's begin. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Beautiful energies. We always love that. Hello, everybody. All right. So, um, let us take a look here. What do we have going on? So, welcome everybody. I hope you're enjoying your wonderful weekend. Like I said, we've got some great energy. We have the Libra full moon that's happening here in what? About 24 minutes or so. It's at 6:22 or 8:22 p.m. Eastern time. I should convert it into East Coast time. And here's a little video if you haven't checked out the Libra full moon energy that's coming in. We have that as well. Yes, I sure did, Moonlight. Thank you. Good to see you. Had a nice little dinner, lunch, breakfast. It's the first time I ate today. I know, I just wasn't hungry this morning, which is good. I got plenty it can still eat on, so we're good. All right, so we have the Libra full moon happening tonight. Also, Venus goes direct at 9:02 p.m. Eastern time after that. So today is all about Libra rules over the seventh house of relationships. So this Libra energy of the full moon brings the relationships to the surface. But the Venus going direct also, we've been in this Venus reflective energy on the retrograde. Now it's going direct. We'll be in its post shadow for a little bit. Some more reflection on what we learned during our reflection, which is good, and action going forward here in the next couple weeks. So we got some good energies coming in, and we don't have another personal planet, which we have three personal planets. We got Mercury, it's the three closest to the sun: Mercury, and then Venus, and then the Earth, and then Mars. Then we have the asteroid belt, and then Jupiter. All those start our outer planets. So the inner planets are our personal ones that impact us more because they change signs more often and they go retrograde more often. Um, well, that's not necessarily true. Mercury goes retrograde more than everything because it has a faster orbit than us. But we don't have another retrograde until like July on the inner planets. So a lot of good planting, a lot of good free flowing energy um, coming up in the for the next couple months. So we're excited. Good time to launch stuff. Um, yeah, so I think that's the blah 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 I wanted to mention there. Um, Video that came out this morning, Taurus sun season. So happy birthday, all you Taurus sun babies early. So if you're interested, there's also this includes a bonus card for each individual zodiac sign to talk about what in our life can use some grounding or self care as well. So some good stuff too. You're just crying. It can be, you know. I was just talking to my brother who he's actually a Taurus, but he has an Aquarius moon, which I'm an Aquarius sun, which is interesting. And I have a stellium in the second house of Taurus. So there's all these energies between my family. We're all four different. He's an earth sign. I'm an air sign. My mom's a water sign. My dad's a fire sign. So yeah, woo, very interesting growing up. But it can be. And he goes, "Is this moon affecting you? Do you feel like down?" And da da da. And I'm like, "Not mine, but um, uh, yeah." Anything gets wrong, right? You're like, "I was just I don't can't see through my tears. I'm typing through my tears." Right? Moonlight. But it can be this energy tonight. Um, Full moons expand all of our emotions, but every like a Libra moon can impact us and have us do a lot of reflection on past relationships. And if there's anything, any kind of belief, because it's an air moon, anything that needs some questioning can kick in. So my brother, I was saying, he's like an air moon, Aquarius. This is also an air moon, so it can take you into your thinking and get you really deep in. He even said he was looking up like this pink moon tonight that it does draw you to want to be alone and reflect on things. So air moons, you're really up into your head as well. So you know what I'm saying. So it definitely can have that here, you know. Um, and we'll look into your actual reading here in a second. Yeah. I got all into your question and I just now realized because I'm all blabbing about the moon. Hey friend. Good to see you. Scattered today. Yeah. Yeah. The world feels big. All this full moon energy, Venus going direct, it's starting to heading back in the forward direction. So the heart is definitely and relationships are definitely on focus today with both of those energies of the Libra full moon and that as well. So we'll ask more here when we get to your reading Moonlight too. I was all excited. I was like, "Oh, you want to know about the moon?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's your reading too." We'll get into that. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, hello, welcome. I'm bruddaZEN, and sometimes I go crazy. Sometimes, shut up. But we've got a great group of Zen friends here. Huge hearts, thankfully, great senses of humor too. So, two amazing things to have during this adventure in this lifetime, right? And so there's always room for more Zen friends. So you're welcome. Quickly, how the free readings work: we do go down in order, first come, first serve, down the chat. There's no special list. That chat is it. You just throw your question out there. If you don't want to put your business out there, or you don't know what you want to ask Spirit, but you want a message, you can ask for a general reading, and then we'll pull cards. Free readings are 1 to 2 cards that we pull. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those. Step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I do pull more cards for those too. And then once I'm done, I return back to the main chat. And my YouTube channel members, for their free readings, they do get second priority. You see their names in green with the badges. So we have Christina Lowe and Moonlight. Shout out to you guys. Hello, hello. I think that's who we have in here right now. So hello. And if you're interested in becoming one of my YouTube channel members, there's a link down in the description box below. I do have 2 levels: Zen Cricket at $2.99, Praying Mantis at $7.99. In addition to getting prioritized during these sessions, sometimes if I don't have the time or the energy to complete all free readings, I do make sure my donations and my YouTube channel members do get theirs, because that's part of their um, membership. Also, we get together on Thursday nights for a joint session between both membership levels, and it's unlimited readings, 2, 3 hours, sometimes 4. We start at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, if you're interested. And then on Friday night and Saturday night after these sessions, and then Sunday afternoon, I do have a special session with my Praying Mantis members, which at least an hour with each one of those. So if you're interested, check out the link down below. Also, my Praying Mantis members do get advanced access of all of the videos that I put out. And I do put out quite a bit this year, because Spirit wanted to provide as much guidance as we can to help us through these amazing, amazing adventures this year in humanity. So we've got full moon and new moon readings when the sun changes signs. We got Zen Gate readings like 1122333 portals every month. We've got weekly Zen Bytes. We got Quest Video, which is like a podcast kind of where we talk about elements and how we can use different tools to help us on our journey and paths, and getting to know our elemental spirit guides, all sorts of fun stuff. We've got quarterly equinox and solstice readings. So we just had one come out for this spring fall equinox. And then also, of course, we had the 2025 energy forecast for each individual zodiac sign too. So all those playlists are linked down in the description box if you want access to some additional free readings. I think that's it. Blah, 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 blah. No problem at all, Christina. Good to see you. You're crazy in the best sense. So you can relate, right? Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah. I do. I'm in a crazy Aquarius sun, Capricorn rising, stellium in Pisces, all sorts of fun stuff. So I like that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely these moons. And the more we open up to our energy, like because I have a Pisces moon and grand trine and a kite and all this kind of stuff in water, the moon has always impacted me in big ways, and it impacts us all. And especially if you have a water moon or a lot of water, or just are opened up to spirit, you will get impacted, at least a week before and after each phase of the moon, but that takes us into the next phase. So we kind of ride the moon wave. I think we're coming. Oh, nope, I'm not going. Oh, I'm not going down. It's like, no, you're just always impacted by the moon. But being aware of the moon is really important too, the moon energy. All right, so let's get into it, everybody. So we're going to be I was using this elemental North Tarot. By C.A. Malad, maybe Mallad. I haven't learned all the symbols on here yet. They've got planetary and runes and all sorts of stuff. So I'm excited to use these. I haven't used them in a reading or on here. I've used them on my own. But there's so much to learn from them. I want to study them. I'm studying the moon. I'm studying too many things all at once. It's on the list. All right. So let us get into it here. So we'll put here, we will do timestamps. So Christina Lowe, you are up first. So we will do your four in the row since you made them all in a row. So we'll do those. And then Moonlight, you will be up after that. So let me just type that in here. Well, let me try typing that again. Okay, there we go. So let us dive in. And I love your questions too. You guys ask such great questions. We dive deep here. So, Christina, thank you for your first donation. We'll give that a love and a like since it lets me. And good evening to all who live the love they are. I love that. Yeah, this moon energy, right? Yeah, love energy. You're usually just giving it. Now you're getting to receive it and fill up with it. Yeah, Venus is probably giving you a little kiss on the cheek. All right. So let's take a look here. Number one, the dynamic of your son's firstborn child. All right. Will things change for the better within the relationship between he and his wife? Will the rest of us be and able to be a part of her life? You hope so. All right. Let's take a look here. So we'll take a look at the dynamic here. Okay. your son, your firstborn child, not their firstborn child, right? All right, let's take a look here. Oh no, your son's firstborn child. Okay. Yes. Okay. I get you. I get you. All right. So what do we have coming in here? We've got these. We got these. We got these. All right. So let's take a look here, Christina. I'll scroll down here so I can see you chatting too. Yeah. Well, that's my thing is I have so many interests, right? I think I have a little bit of ADHD too, so I can't sit too long with one thing for a long, long time because I get bored and then I'm like, "Pfft." So I like to move on. But we got some great energy coming in here. Bottom of the deck, you do have the Four of Cups, which is about a beautiful, balanced, stable energy, emotional balance energy that comes in here. So overall, it does feel like there is um, this great, um, instead of this balancing out of energy that comes in there too, right? Yeah. The first that was the bottom of the deck. The first card that came out about the dynamic, we had the Nine of Cups, which is like a dream come true. So there is this energy of emotional fulfillment and overflow, So, it will unfold. It is always unfolding perfectly. And that's something that when we're like, well, it's not unfolding the way I think it should. Well, that doesn't mean it's not unfolding the way that is in the highest for everyone. It's not matching our desire, right? Because we want everyone to get along. We want everything to be stable. We want everything, you know, we want it to be boring and full of love, no drama. But that's not what we come down here. But the Nine of Cups is a very positive card. It's a dream come true energy. So we like that. And then you have four cards, two cards, one card. And I like this because it feels like it jumps a step. Usually it's four, three, two, one in humanity normally, but this jumps from four over to two to one. So it kind of hiccups and it like skips a step, but it's more of an acceleration. It's like they're skipping a grade and jumping ahead. And so you'll see a sudden lunge ahead in things, and then it goes back into its regular rhythm of slowly going on. Let's see what these four cards are because this is what brings things in. Yeah. Feels like it's been going slow here. With the Knight of Pentacles, it's a patience card, right? Ace of Swords. Been getting this combination a lot here. Because when you get a card like the Knight of Pentacles or a slow patience card, which we all really love, not humans don't, um, it's given us time and it's given people time, right? To question things, to release things, to raise vibration. so that we don't draw in a lot of lower vibrational things that come in and, hit there, right? So we definitely have that, kind of energy that comes in here that it is happening. Things are slowly changing, but it's bringing a lot of clarity in people's life. A lot of mirrors bringing a lot of clarity in people's lives, right? Yeah, we have this death and this rebirth. So this is all about transformation. It's Scorpio, Pluto energy. So it is transformative and it's happening on purpose for purpose with that too. And the 9 of Swords, yeah, because this is allowing, um, fears to be faced with the 9 of Swords. It's the nightmare and insomnia card. But this is part of you look at the 9 of Cups, which is like a dream come true. The 9 of Swords is this reflection, this are looking at our own, um, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore. And that's what allows us to move into that freedom because we're trapped by all the mindsets that we've grown up with, right? That have been passed down from generation to generation across societies, across countries, and everything else. So there is this shaking and rattling that's happening, but it's all mirroring and it's going in there, right? you know, yeah, and that's part of the mirroring, right? So um there's this great I started to read Mel Robbins' book, and only through the introduction. Let them, and this is like we can't change people. We can understand them though. Those kind of actions that she's doing is not from a place of um, secure, unconditional self-love, and security, right? Her actions are from a place of fear. When someone does something that seems unintelligent, unloving, unkind, uncompassionate, that means they're not in their right mind, their human adult mind. They've reverted into their 2-year-old self. When someone acts like a 2-year-old, it's because they are in their inner child. Their inner child feels unsafe, out of control, right? And what do? We knock out our adult mind, and then we're that pet hissing cat with that 2-year-old hissing and attacking, hissing and running away, or hissing and attacking and then running away. And when someone's acting this way, this is them expressing their fear, because every moment is an expression of unconditional love or a cry out for it. And so when someone is acting in that way, then that is an expression. I read somewhere, I think it was an oracle card or maybe one of these blind spots, or it was somewhere where I was reading where it talked about um, there are no dramatic people. There are no people who are overreacting because people are always reacting to what's going on. They're always perfectly expressing what they're feeling inside. And so when she acts the way that she does, she's not, and she could be attacking, she's defending, but she feels unloved on the inside. Her little inner child is freaking out, right? And so she's wanting this expression. And this is why things are happening because fears are being revealed, working through things, understanding things, clarity. And if we react when they react, all we do is battle. We'd never get resolution. But when we can realize that their actions are not personal against us, they're an expression of how they're feeling about themselves. So what we perceive that she's doing to her son, her son, her husband, your son, um, she's doing that to herself on the inside, right? So she has all of that, all those actions that she's doing in here, right? And in here. Let's see what else we have here. So that's a good understanding. Yeah, and the 9, all these 9s. It's this hermit's journey and the endings energy. The 9 of Wands is that energy of like a forest field, things holding back. Yeah. The 6 of Pentacles, which makes total sense. 6 of Pentacles can be like a codependency awareness card where And this totally makes sense with what she's doing because when we have a way out of balance, giving and receiving, where we felt we had to give so much to deserve so little when we were growing up, then we have this very codependent kind of energy, over giving energy, this freaking out energy that ignites things. And this is what the barrier is. This is where the that out of balance giving and receiving of love and abundance and everything that's bubbling below the surface. That's what's unfolding there. So, you know, when we realize that someone's not acting the way they are because they're being mean or excuse me, they're attacking us. And of course, Mama Bear wants to protect her son. I get it, Christina, I get it. But we can understand that her little inner child is crying out for help and is looking at that, right? Yeah. Yeah, you just want things your way. I get it. Like we all do, right? But yeah, it's also trusting that everything's unfolding perfectly and we can step back and instead of seeing the view from lower human vibration where we're looking going, look what they're doing, we can look first of all, oh, what am I doing? What are my thoughts and beliefs? If they act the way I want them to, I will reward them, right? But if they don't act the way I want to, then I'm going to get upset. Oh, wait a minute. Mirror, I'm doing the same thing they are, right? People that aren't doing what I want them to do, I get upset. That's human. That's what we do, right? But we do have here the chariot card. So here's this Mother Luna energy, this beautiful energy of movement and flow. So there is this victory in this movement and change. But, what I feel here with this power of choice card is too, whatever we focus on is what we grow because we don't really see what's going on clearly ourselves. What you think you're seeing is going through your eyes. We don't see the world and anyone else as they are. We see the world as we are. So when I start to look and go, other people's behavior that I don't like, I come back to me. I look at how is that existing some way, somehow in my thoughts, in towards others or myself, um, my emotions, my energy, my physical actions. And I use that mirror for me to grow because that book, Let Them, if you have a chance to read it, Let Them by Mel Robbins, it's all about realizing we can't change other people. We let them be who they are. We come back, we change us, we evolve us, we focus our energy on what we can do, not trying to change people, which gets 0% effective rate. We come back to us, we make our choices like this chariot card. Instead of focusing on who someone isn't being or what something isn't being in our lives, we can focus on what are we grateful for. So we can look at like your daughter-in-law, your sons, all your daughter-in-laws, all your sons, your daughter, everyone, right? And we can look at them all and go, what do I love about them and what am I grateful for? And the more I focus on what I'm grateful for and who they are, what they have done, we get more of that. We see more of that. That expands. When we're focusing on what something is being or what who someone is not being, then that grows instead, which is not really what we want. Well, we want it because we're doing it until we don't want it anymore, and then we can change it, right? But it does feel like things will change, but the message comes down to, focus on the energy that you can change, which is your own stories of your mind, your own emotions, your own energy, your own actions, right? So let's see what your fortune cookie is regarding this as well. Okay. To have and to hold. Boo 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 boo. Card number 58. Wow. Listen to this. Healthy relationships are formed through capital L love rather than need. It is such a human thing to hold on to others through fear and insecurity. But this dynamic can stifle a relationship's potential to flourish and actually push someone away. Give your relationships the freedom it needs to form a healthy foundation of trust. Ooh, yep, it's formed with love, right? Yeah. Yeah, and then start yeah, just start loving her, right? Loving her for who she is and focus on who she is, not who she's not. And I know that's hard because when someone's not doing what we think they should, our little inner child gets upset and starts throwing a tantrum, right? But when we're in a place of higher love, we can look at people and go, sincerely, what I love about you is this. And you just focus on communicating what you love specifically and sincerely about someone, even with an example of that, to them. And then you don't expect anything back. You don't expect change because people don't change from the outside in, they change from the inside out. We can't change people's minds. We know what it's like when people are trying to change our minds, right? Resistance. But when how we change the world is by changing people's hearts. And how do we change people's hearts? The only way to change a heart is by loving it unconditionally, giving unconditional love. Eventually, the love that we give seeps in and it activates their unconditional love. Then they start realizing and changing as well. So I love that. So that's the first one there. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you will hold your baby, your grandbaby. All right. So that is Umeral Numero. And for number two, let's give that a love and a like. Thank you for your additional donation there. And what is that? Okay. It's a little birdie. All right. So number two, are you right in the sex of both of your grandchildren that are on their way? I just noticed that my daughter is having her third baby. You're so excited. I'm pretty sure we talked about this. Yeah. 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 In your reading, right? I'm like, is there a new baby on the way? And you're like, oh my God, we just found out, right? Dun, da, da, da. So I love that. Let's take a look. So the gender of the baby is coming to it. All right, let's take a look. So, baby number one, baby number two. Let's see what we have here. So, number one, magician. So, there is a male energy. This is divine masculine energy, extreme divine masculine energy. So, there is one, whoever baby number one is it a boy? And then the other two is moon. You can't there is no, question. Feminine, divine feminine energy. So, one boy, one girl, right? And those were the two, right? Did you wanna know the third too? Or you already said, uh or that's your daughter's third baby, right? So, there's just two on the way, right? Oh, that is great. You're like, "Boom, boom, boom." Yeah. So, I like that. We definitely have a male energy, um, and feminine. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Mother Moon, magician, is divine masculine energy. So, yeah, one of each. Yay, right? Um, yeah, and what do we have? Yeah, water sign, and the magician is an air sign, I think. But, oh, yeah, to see if there was a third, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. So you're wondering if there's a third. Let's take a look here. Hmm. I do feel like there is another one on the way with the Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birthing of a child. So I do feel like there is a third. Let's take a look here and see, is this a twin of the others or a third one that someone doesn't know about or hasn't said anything about? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like it is a twin. I feel like it's someone else. We got the King of Cups and the Ten of Wands, which is balance between head and heart, with the King of Cups, and the Ten of Wands is an energy. Um, is there someone that's been wanting to have a baby or trying to have a baby that hasn't been successful yet? Because I feel like the Ten of Wands is they've been putting a lot of effort on trying to have a baby and maybe doing a lot of extra things, trying to, I don't know if fertility kind of things, but there is this energy that's coming in here now with the Ten of Wands. So I do feel like there's going to be a third one that's coming here. Um, so right now you have a boy and then a girl, and then there is um, a new one that's going to be on the way. Let's see. I don't think I'm getting the gender yet because I don't think it's been conceived yet. Mm, okay. Yeah, because we even got the 10 of swords. Another of these tens, tens, tens. Um, and it feels like someone that's letting go of expectations, um, and then there's this energy that comes in here. So I feel like there is gonna be a third one, but I don't feel like it's uh in this earthly plane yet. So it's like someone that's wanting to have a child, but I feel like there's going to be a number three. So I do see that to come in there. So boom, boom, boom. All right. So that is what they have. Oh, let's get you your fortune cookie here. So what else about the baby? So if you were thinking one boy, one girl, then you're correct. So I don't know if that's what you're doing. Yeah, I like this. There's this forgiveness of ourselves. Look at that beautiful butterfly. Card number 17. When something goes wrong, even if the circumstances were out of our control, or we did the very best that we could possibly do, we can still carry guilt after the event. The gift of guilt is to help us to learn and to develop a conscience, not to carry as a ball and chain for the rest of our lives. Listen to the learning and forgive yourself for not being perfect. Release any guilt today. So I like that. Okay, very good. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Hey, Tanya. Shout out to other my YouTube channel members. Absolutely. Yeah. Pop your question down there, Tanya. If you have a specific question, be sure. All right. So that is number one. Number two, let's jump to number three here. Thank you for your third donation. And question number three, will Tamara, moving up here, be healthy for both of you? Will you stay close? Will we stay close as we are, remain friends of the truest kind? Oh, okay. Let's take out here. Let's see what we have. Take a quick sip of my coffee while it's still warm. All right. So is this going to be the best for both of you? You're going to remain friends of the deepest nature, or is all hell going to break loose? No. We know. You already know, but you like getting confirmation. I know. So, bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Pentacles. This beautiful, balanced energy in the outside world. Even under that, the Six of Pentacles, this beautiful, balanced energy of the outside world, this equal giving and receiving. So, we like that. So, is it for your highest? That's the bottom of the deck, the first two cards that came out. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles and the Hanged One. So there is that Mother Nature, Mother Nurturing energy, very grounding, the birth of something new, even. The hanged one is seeing things from a higher perspective, a transformation. And so I feel like it's even going to improve, you know, not improve sounds like something was low. It's like it's going to transform and take it to even a higher level. Because this is like, the caterpillar thought, well, this is pretty cool. And then they become a butterfly and they're like, well, hell, this is even cooler. And I kind of feel that kind of energy with these coming in there. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So there is, of course, giving each other space. Whoops. With the Hermit card and the Seven of Cups. A lot of different emotions to feel and to experience. And the Hermit card, is the importance of having your own space and not smothering each other, right? So having alone time to process emotions is good. So balancing connection. And I know it's like in the beginning we're like, "Oh my god," and then we get used to it and then we kind of just have our space, which is good there. And then will this how will the friendship be, right? Yeah, get the Page of Wands. That is taking energy to a new level. I like that. A higher level. We got the Ten of Swords. Yeah. Letting go of expectations, no trying to please, you know. And we have that. Release expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be. Just allow each other to be as you already do. And even though we're living, this close to each other, right? It's like still allow everyone not to have these expectations of what something has to be or not be or blah blah blah. It's like, you know what? Go with the flow and let it grow. And I really like that. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Oh, recently divorced. Yeah, right. Yeah, because you have the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. The underlying energy below the Page of Wands is, not giving into the fears, not having any of these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and those, because that's what sucks the life out of things, right? So I do feel like it does go to this new level in this, um, and it's this equal giving and receiving and energy that you guys are so supportive and help. You really help balance each other in different ways. I feel like she helps ground you. She like helps bring you, from running at 200 miles an hour down to 100 miles an hour. And you help get her from not moving to 100 miles an hour. So you guys do a good job of, right? you know, Bringing each other to the middle instead of having like she's a hermit and you're out. It's like she helps bring you closer to the middle, and likewise. So it's healthy because and it cycles. You can drag her out into your world, and then you guys come back to the middle, and then she drags you into her world, and then you drag her out. And I feel like it's not exactly equal. It's probably more this and then this and this and then this. I feel like you drag her more out of her shell than she does, balancing you, you know, to have you be still and sit still. You're like, hard to get, you to sit still. I like that. All right, let's see what else they have here for your fortune cookie. But I like it. It feels very healthy. Feels like it's actually going to expand your friendship. And yeah, and then you just have to be aware with all those expectations of the inner critic. And it talks about this card asks you to transform your inner critic into an inner critique. The realistic appraisal and constructive feedback of a critique will enhance your ability to step into the very best version of yourself, whereas ongoing and persistent criticism will wear you down, eroding your confidence and your belief in your abilities, right? Right? The heart, your favorite symbol? I like that. So Really, really cool. I love that for you. So good. Very positive energies there. And then for number 4, thank you again for your multiple donations. You are so great, supportive, and I appreciate that. So, are there any who want to talk to you on the other side? Ooh, all right. I'm ready to listen. Guidance, advice, or just chatting. Much love. You've been feeling the buzz. Yeah, you definitely been feeling that for sure. So let's take a look here and see what we have coming in here. Oh, yeah, no problem. Trust me, I don't count off for spelling at all. Spirit can know what you're meaning. Right. I want to go to the Angels and Auras Oracle to get your message from the other side here. So let's take a look here. What message do they have? Who wants to talk to you over there? Yeah, Grandpa Bob. I was like a divine masculine energy that wants to come in, and I'm like, oh, pff, and immediately they were like, they just put the reminder of who they were. Uh, because I'm just like, "What? Oh, yeah, hello." Yeah, I like this, and it's spirit relationships. There you are with your third eye, bling, bling, bling. Intuition, connection, signs, and inspiration. So they definitely have been bringing you a lot of signs for sure. So let's see what they want you to know here. So spirit relationships. When this card appears to you, all forms of spirit communication are present at this time. Yeah. You're very much getting buzzed by a lot of people, right? um, that may include connections to the angels, mediumship, channeling, messages from spirit guides, or simply a powerful connection to your inner divine self, or all the above, right? You're being encouraged to pay close attention to signs from the other side. Pay attention. They're like, Christina, pay attention. That's so funny. There is more likely an excitement to deepen your connections to the spirit world, and it's the opportune time to explore that. I love it. Now, the shadow message, I like to read these just in case. It would be like the reversal or the inverted of it, but in case anything resonates. Um, it can mean that you may be trying too hard to make the connections that are meant to come naturally to you. This may be causing fear in your heart that you aren't able to do this, which is absolutely not true. The message encourages you to stand back, take a breath, and allow for connections to come to you organically with perfect timing. In times of sorrow, it may be that you're feeling desperate for a message or connection. You can't force a sign. Just ask for the message and then release your attachment to the timing. Right? You think you're crazy. Well, I cannot confirm or deny that. Yeah, right. And so wide open. So the color activation is green and purple. And the color green is amplifying all forms of communication. It will strengthen signs, messages, and your intuition, as you were saying. Purple energy is your channel to the universal energy and your spiritual team. So, definitely a confirmation that they've been trying to communicate and sending you lots of messages. You are expanding. I love the white butterfly on the shoulder. I don't know if that means something specific for you, but it is standing out to me, or making it stand out to me. So, looking at that, and just know that you have been expanding, and all of our energy as humanity is like every month we get another percent of access to our subconscious and to the Akashic records and to the spirit world. It's a huge year of ignition. Every planet, our inner planets, they all change signs like every year ish. Um, but the outer planets take time, 7 years, 14 years, 20 years more to change signs. But all of them, since Pluto change signs permanently for 20 years or whatever in November, every sign between now and this next November, every planet changes signs. So there is this huge change, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Be the mother. Yeah, you want to be you want to go into your higher self. Zip. We are our higher selves already. We're just, our little pinky is stuck down into humanity, but we're still our higher self up there. So we already are ourselves, our higher self. It's just we're also experiencing being human. And then this finger is stuck in another dimension, another planet, another universe. We have all our finger puppets involved in multiple things. Um, so I like that for you. All right. And then let's see what your fortune cookie is here, too. Yeah, I love it. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, look, another butterfly. So butterflies are definitely a sign from them. If you're wondering, I know it's so cliche. Master number 33, too. It's funny that you're talking about your higher self because master number 11 is like us mastering and experiencing life as the human. Master number 22 is becoming aware that I'm more than just this human character, that I'm the actor behind the character, my higher self, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And when we realize that, and we realize that my higher self doesn't try to kill off my ego, my human, it completes it. When 11 plus 22, when they come together, that's master number 33. And then we can experience, you can open yourself up more to allow more of your awareness of who you really are to come into this, but you can still walk as the human hand in hand. We can't get rid of our human because then we would be gone. We have nothing to anchor us. It's the lower vibration of our human existence that allows us to walk and be present here. If not, then we're back into that other dimension. We can witness and experience it, but from that viewpoint, not from down here on the ground, right? So I love all that energy that comes in here. Excuse me. It says we tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met. And yet, when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now and in every situation, right? Yeah, so you're getting that message. Boom, boom, boom. I feel like this is Grandpa Bob. He's talking about he's bringing in this message going back to your first and any scenario, but really the first two that that has to do when things are not unfolding the way we want them to be and our desires aren't being met, we can miss the miracle. But when we step back and release our supposed to, should, need to, have to, must, and the miracle is finding gratitude in every moment because joy and gratitude exist every second. Whether we see it or not is our story. We can change our story, and that's where the miracle happens. So I like that. See the miracles that surround you in every situation. Beautimus Maximus, I love it. So that is what I have for you, my dear Christina. Thank you again for all your donations and your amazing questions. I love channeling your grandpa. He's so cool. All right. So let's move forward here. So Moonlight 5, you are up next. Let's grab your time stamp. We'll put that in here. And thank you for your donation. What is that sticker? You are so funny. All right. And then after that, we will go to Rocky's World. You have two. And we will zip back to Moonlight for your additional one. And then we will jump over to the PayPal Maria. You'll be up after that. And then Supernova. Hello, hello, my dear. And then we'll have your question there. Right? You're able to still communicate with them. And that's what isn't that wonderful? I love that. He's such a cool dude. All right. So Moonlight, thank you for your first donation. So okay, so that was like, is tonight's moon the reason why you're just crying? What does spirit have to say about that? All right, let's take a look here. You can't write anything. Just anything spirit wants you to know around it. All right. So you're a Cancer rising. Oh my god, a Leo moon, a fire moon, and ascendant. Do you mean are you a Taurus sun sign? Oh, ascended. All right. So let's take a look here. Yeah, definitely. That's why you're you're definitely impacted by the moon. If Cancer rising, with your rising sign, um, is definitely. I look at the rising sign as the glasses through which we see the world. So I'm Capricorn rising, right? So I see the world through work and the work and the reward and boom, boom, boom. I can get into that thinking and tasking mode very easily until my moon and my water take over and take me outside of reality, of reality, this perceived reality. But you're because you see the world through the eyes of the moon, so you see everything through Mother Luna, which makes total sense. All right, so let's see here. Is this the reason why? Is this moon the reason why you're um, crying? Right. um, Anything else they want you to know here? Yeah. Right. Boom. 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 All right. So is the moon what's going on here? All right. I I'm sure the moon is a little bit of what's bubbling. It magnifies things, right? And you're um, with that energy. But we do have the world card and the Hierophant, two major arcana. The Hierophant is this energy of your higher self having you look at things from a higher perspective. And the world card is an ending of a major cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. And I feel like just with all of this energy that's here, Hierophant is Taurus energy. So we're coming up here um, on Taurus season, empty but disturbed. Right? Whoa. But I feel like, is there some sort of anniversary of something, of a significant ending coming up? That happened during Taurus season, 420 to 520. There is something. The bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords, which is nightmare and insomnia, but it's also this nine is an ending energy. So all this is coming in here. We have the Three of Wands too, which is like a change of direction. And there's just like this energy of letting something go, this fear of letting something go that's bubbling below the surface that I don't want to let it go. And I feel like there's that energy that I don't know what you're dreaming about. I don't know if you're remembering these dreams, but I feel like there's this kind of energy of letting something go and changing directions, and whether it's a person or a situation or something that's really being focused on with all this energy that I'm picking up here. But it feels like there was something around Taurus season that um, is bubbling up from deep in the surface here. Let's see what else they want you to know here around this too. You got these other cards. Yeah, so you have the Magician, which is this energetic focus here. You know, let's see what's below the surface on here, because you've got the Devil card, Capricorn. Speaking of Capricorn, the shaking and rattling energy here. Oh, good for weeks. Oh no. Yeah, the judgment card too. Look at all these major arcana. Holy crap. I mean, holy cow. Moo. About seeing things from a higher perspective. Hey, Chloe, welcome, welcome. You have the Sun card, another major arcana. Oh my God, and the Empress. Five major arcana. Wow. So there is all this bright light being shown on things, and this shaking and this rattling and this movement of this energy. So there definitely is something that's bubbling up from underneath the surface of some sort of loss that was felt at some point during Taurus season. And if it wasn't like last year, it might have been earlier in life, because underneath all this, you do have the 10 of cups and the 8 of cups, which is this energy, I even have the 3 of cups and the 9 of cups. Holy moly. So all of these cups energies below the surface, all this emotional energy, this it's like there's this joy that wants to get up here, right? Oh, major things going on. Yeah, no, no kidding. I thought, yeah, 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 but I'm like, oh, yeah, 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 right, for sure. But it does feel like there is this emotional energy that's trying to bubble up, and there was some sort of sadness and some sort of sorrow, some sort of feeling of loss that's been sitting on top of this joy, and it's like the joy just isn't taking it anymore, and it's like busting forward, and going forward and coming up there. So it is, bubbling up with all that. So I feel like that's it's leaking out. It's like it's pushing out the sorrow, and the tears are to release so that the emotional charge isn't there anymore, so the joy can flow. And so I like that. I like that for you. So it definitely is this transformational energy. And with the Venus retrograde that we've been on and this full moon tonight, it's all about relationships like we were talking about earlier. Um, whatever type of relationship it may be. And so it definitely is flowing out. My goodness. Yeah. So it's the moon is helping, the moon energy is helping, but I feel like it's not just that moon. Something that's been bubbling um all in here with this retrograde energy that we've been in and all this too. Yeah. And here there's this change of direction like we talked about with the 3 of Wands. And we've got it's which direction, number 64. You've reached a turning point in your life. Ta-da! Do not be afraid of taking the wrong path. When you recognize the learning to be found at every step and in every moment of your journey, you will realize there is no wrong way, only the infinite gain of your personal growth and evolution. Wow, I like that. 64, 6 plus 4 is 10. It is an ending and beginning energy. Yeah. And that does take some, release of some sorrow, because that does go back earlier to our earlier childhood and to our emotional body, right? When we were giving so much and we felt we were getting so little in return. That abandonment feeling or rejection feelings, they've been bubbling around there for a while. And you've released a lot, but whatever this one thing is, that sorrow's been sitting there, and it's like the joy. I like that. No more. Let's go. I've had enough. So I like that. All right. So that's what we have for that first, and we'll circle back around for your second one. Hey, Kathy, welcome, and Alphonse. Hello, everybody. Um, yeah, right. Beautiful. So just to make sure, so for these readings, the donations do get priority, so that's why I'm prioritizing those. After I complete those, then I go to any of my YouTube channel members who had free readings, and then I move on to the other free readings. So I will timestamp things. If you just put your question out, then I will eventually get to that. If I don't get to it in the next hour, I will be headed off to spend time with my Praying Mantis members. But anything I don't complete tonight, I imagine I will return to complete everything. So we will get messages tonight. All right. So let me back over here. I'm going to move this over here. Let me make this a little smaller. Let me just do a little bit of rearranging here so I can fit everything. All right. There we go. All right. So we had that one. All right. Let me just get my order here real quick. So we have those, and then let me see, let me got timestamps here again. Okay. Okay. And then I'll just put it here as a placeholder. Then I'll add it up there. All right. I got that. Yep. And then we have a Maria P. Will be up after that. And then Nova after that. Right. Yep. And then. Yep. And then Chloe Jade after that. All right. So if you were listening, you kind of know how it's going to go here. But Rocky's World, you are up next. Let's grab that timestamp. Put it over here in the chat. So thank you for your dual donations. So let's give that first one a love and a like there. Thank you for that. You want to know, how does Michael J. in spirit feel about you being with Roberto last night? He filmed the whole thing. I'm just kidding. Oh, that's funny. He is funny. All right, let's take a look here. Let me take a sip first. All right. So let's take a look here. How does he feel about you being with Roberto? That's funny. He's pronouncing it Roberto. He likes rolling his R's. Anything else? You're very welcome, Chloe. Sure thing. Thank you. All right. I feel like he wants these here and here leading to those. All right. So let's take a look here. He's funny. So the bottom of the deck, we start off with the High Priestess. High Priestess energy is, girl, you need to be away from that in your High Priestess temple, away from all the chaos, communicating with spirit. So I feel like, I don't know, they don't seem uh, too impressed yet. We'll see what else comes in here. I know. He's like, we're going to put you up in a tower, girl." So we have the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what these cards are. The Tower. I thought I saw the Tower here. Oh, that was the World card. Well, underneath that, underneath the High Priestess is the World card, which is an ending of a cycle, a beginning of a new adventure. Six of Pentacles. Oh, okay. And the Page of Swords. So, and we'll look at the underlying energy under this. But when I got the Wheel of Fortune, that can be a good card of fortune and support and movement, and like, oh yeah. But as soon as I saw that the 10, they really emphasized the 10 to me, which is end, end this, and then the Tower card, end it or I'll end it for you. Which is funny. Six of Pentacles is, don't you know the needy codependency that they have? And the Page of Swords is this funny energy of like, um, you know, let me show you a different perspective of this. Come here. Now let me show you, you know. And it's funny. Um, because and he doesn't mean this in a judgmental way, but the Page of Swords, as soon as I saw it, what I heard is, "What were you thinking?" All right, let's look at the underlying energy here, because I feel like a lot of that was dramatic for dramatic pause or dramatic purposes. He wanted to do this little thing. So let's see here. We have the Justice card underneath, so balancing things. Well, there's that Ace of Swords again, which is seeing things from a higher perspective, like that Page of Swords, right? I know, right? You have the Temperance card. Look at all this patience and balancing energy. Pace yourself. Slow down, slow down. The Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a victory, energy. It's this pride, that they have in you. They're saying, you've been patient, you've been balancing, um, and good for you with the Six of Wands. With everything said and done, with all this joking around here. But but seriously, and then there's 2 cards. We'll see what he's saying. But seriously, what were you thinking? Don't you know who they are? Are you you know, um, go in with your eyes open is really what they wanna say is, "I never will judge you. I support you, and you deserve anything that you want, but I also want you to stay out of trouble and not have to go through trouble or deal with trouble or double trouble." As I feel like he calls Roberto double trouble. He goes, "I just wanna spare you from this," right? So, they're a taker and they're needy and they are enabler of codependent relationships. So, he's just trying to save you from that. He goes, "If you just wanna have fun, all right, but don't let your heart get attached." Let's see here. Yeah, because we've got the Magician and then we've got the King of Pentacles, right? So the Magician is someone who yeah, of course, my dear, of course, right? So the Magician is like, if you think phallically a wand, and this is what the energy is with that, he's like, Roberto is just this fiery wand, right? But what you deserve is the King of Pentacles, someone who's grounded, who's knows their worth, who isn't arrogant, they're confident, um, and who is grounded and has this. I feel like Taurus, Venus energy, someone who can show you the love that you want. You deserve a king, not a magician. And he's even showing me a magician, not like a powerful Merlin. He's showing me the old magicians that pull a rabbit out of the hat. That is all trick. It's a trick. It's not real magic. And so he's going, but I support you in doing what you want. But you asked. I'm just telling you. He's funny because it's like, um, okay. Are you sorry you asked? Yeah, like him? You mean a, King of Pentacles like him, or he was a trickster? But, of course, he's on that side, and maybe that is. If he's like, "Oh, yeah, I know. That's why fathers are very protective of their daughters because they were also young men, and they know what young men think." But, no, he's not mad at you. He's in a place of unconditional love. He's just saying, "Since you asked, I thought I would tell you." Alright. Yeah. That's funny. Is he mad? No, unhappiness. It says, "Unhappiness is frequently the result of an inability to live in alignment with the calling of our soul. When this happens, our uneasy and challenging emotions are an indication that we need to listen to ourselves. This card asks you to have faith and to trust. Get still, meditate, get up in your high priestess temple," is what he's saying. Listen to the voice of your heart, not your hoo-ha, and open yourself to receive guidance. That was from him. Your hoo-ha. And open yourself to receive guidance. He he is so funny. But seriously, he has your heart. He's behind he is loving you and supporting you, and there's no wrong choice. They will never judge you, they'll never hate you. They never have anything, when they're outside of the human, but they have great senses of humor, and they always will. So, he's like, "I'll tell you the truth like I always used to, bluntly and in your face, hello, you know who I am. You ask me, you're gonna get the answers." So I love that. He's a hoot. A hoot nanny, for sure. All right. So thank you for that. He is hilarious. Thank you. No, yeah, the energy of spirit is hilarious. I love it. All right. So, for your second question, do you want to revise it at all? I'm just kidding. So let's give this a love and a like for your second one. How did JP feel about you going up to him to answer his question? Okay. This one feels more safe. uh, all right. So, how did JP feel about you going up to him to answer his question? Okay. So, we wanted this one, not that one. But they wanted this one and this one here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Emperor card here. Aries energy. Wow. So I do feel here with JP, it's like I don't know, but I'm just gonna tell you how it's coming through because the Emperor's like, how dare you walk directly up to me and answer this question? How dare you look me in the eyes to answer my question? Very much this kind of energy, right? He's an Aries, yeah. So I feel like it's like, oh wow, uh, couldn't you have sent the message by carrier pigeon? For some reason, I don't. You went up to ask her his question, but I don't know why he feels called out. There's this energy like whoa, 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 right? So yeah, comedy and entertainment. But you're so funny. Let's see what else is in here. What's below the surface here? Okay, yeah. So we do have the Eight of Pentacles, and but the Ten of Swords. All this, you know, they're very hard on themselves. This Eight of Pentacles is like this, you know, learning, teaching kind of energy. Like I'm growing, I'm studying. But the Ten of Swords, they have this high bar on them that they don't feel um, like they feel like they should be a know-it-all because in reality, not in reality, in their imagination, they feel like they're a know-it-all, which is very Aries lower vibrational energy. All of you other Aries out there, you're not lower vibration. Every sign has an expression, right? Lower vibration up to higher vibration. Lower vibration is look at me, and um, leaping before they think, and go, go, go. Uh, fools rush in is a good analogy of that. In this, they feel like they should know it all. They should be all informed. They should have it. And when just having a question or not understanding or needing clarification and all of this, it's that kind of energy around that. I'm not sure what the question was and what was going on with all that, but I just feel like um, that feeling called out is like, I don't want people to see that I'm not an all knowing person. Because for them, I feel like they kind of live in a black and white world where it's all or nothing. I'm either brilliant, all knowing, or stupid. That's kind of what they kind of have that energy that's there. Let's see what else comes in here. It's like, whoa, okay. King of Wands, Ace of Wands. Yeah, definitely have all that fiery energy with them being in Aries, right? So there is this energy of I'm the king, and it I don't know why they were triggered by this, but it seemed to trigger them. I don't know why they had embarrassment, and then they needed their inner child felt like they needed to defend themselves. So I'm not sure um, if you noticed in the response anything like, "Well, yeah, I knew that, but," it would be that kind of energy that I'm kind of feeling. I don't know. We'll see here. So the Tower card, lightning bolt, hitting things. The Magician, Michael J. Stay out of this reading. Ah, there you go. Yeah. So the Tower, the Magician, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I figured they were going to get something like this coming in. So all this fire energy and all this energy of of needing to feel like up here, but they with that Five of Pentacles, they do have this um yeah, I was gonna say, well, the Magician card popped in. I'm like, MJ, stay out of this reading. Da, 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 just hopping on by. Just kind of sauntering and wandering through your reading with his hands behind his back, just do, 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 do. No, I'm not here, not saying a word. But that Magician card, he just kind of laughed when it popped up. But there is this all this energy of fire and that Five of Pentacles, lower self-esteem, feeling lack, feeling not good enough, fear and abandonment, being not good enough, kind of energy that comes in there. And um, so just be aware of that if you are interacting with them a lot, that there is those feelings, and anything we can do to just reinforce, you know, their esteem. And, that's a great question. I get that question a lot. Things like that can help um, people realize, okay, I feel stupid that I have a stupid question, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if this is where I should know this already, right? It's exhausting, right? Let's see here. See what your fortune cookie is. New beginnings. Card 35. This card indicates that you're about to begin a new chapter of your life. Shed, release, and cleanse. JP! Not JP, MJ. So it's like, uh-huh, uh-huh. So, yeah, let go of any obstacles, inner or outer, that prevent you from engaging fully in moving forwards. The time is right for a fresh start and a new beginning. The universe supports you in your growth. Yeah. He's like, new beginning, chop, chop. Nope, nope. Psst, psst. uh, get out of this reading. I know. The, I, with all that energy of the magician and all this stuff about, you know, I feel like he likes you, but he doesn't like himself, and he can't, you know. I'm sorry, MJ is going to be here. He goes, "You called me. I'm not going to leave until we're done." But he's like, he's a child, and this is the guy. He must have been a really sassy person, MJ, because he's like, he's a child. Why do you want to have a relationship with a child? Chop chop. No, no, no. Let that go. Let that one go. You deserve this King of Pentacles. So he is. He's just like, no, no. So, and I like that. Even the Queen of the Swords on the bottom it's an energy of a much more. There is this down the road. He's saying that down the road, much more compatible person. It's someone that fits like a glove, that can communicate their emotions, that's intelligent. They're not emotionally unstable. They're not so much in their head, they don't know what an emotion is. You have this King of Pentacles that's down the road. So he's like waving you off. I know, right? So he says, well, um, I can't catch up as a human because if I come down now as a baby, it's going to be a long time before I'm old enough. And that might be a little weird if I'm an 18-year-old. And how old are you going to be? But he says, but I'll come down as a dog or a cat if you want to pick one of those up. I started. He's hilarious. Too funny. But he's like, trust me, they'll be fine. You'll like this one that's coming. Okay. So that's what they have for you, Rocky's World. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that very much and allowing me to feel that sassy energy of MJ. My goodness. Whew. No wonder I feel so high all the time after doing readings. Their energy is hilarious. We're going to have a talk. Yeah. Enjoy that, you guys. My pleasure. Thank you, Rocky. All right. All right. And then let me add this one here. So, Moonlight, your additional question here. Whoops, let me put this in here right. So we'll do 126.40. I'll put both of them together. So these are your two reading thingies here. Timestamps is what we call them. And hot dog, you got a hot dog sticker. So thank you for your additional donation here, Moonlight. And you want to know when, how, and when will you get in contact with your abilities so that I can better understand the messages and signs you receive? Oh, yeah. Okay. Tell you what. That's a good question. Let's ask them here. What's the best way for you to do this here? Okay. And then these two. All right. All right, let's scooch down here. Moonlight, still here. Yay, you're still awake. You're like, I can sleep in tomorrow. All right. So, Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck does show about victory and movement, but it's also about support from the other side. And one, you are getting support from the other side, and you can ask for support too. So you can ask of them of their own, you know, of your own free will. Say, guys, can you aid me in and gaining more clarity, raising it, and the way I do it, because this is one of my um, kind of focuses for this year is to raise my vibration, to raise my connection with spirit so it can be even, because we want as clear as messages and specifics and everything. I'm like, I want to raise my connection. And you just ask them, guide me, help me. I'm grateful for you for guiding me and helping me with this. And they'll do that too, right? Yeah. Some dinner with my yeah, thank you. Hot dog, yum yum. So this is, and you have this support, and you can ask them for more support. Let's see what else they have here for you too. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Trust the timing, allow things to unfold. A patience card. We love that. But it is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. You're taking the steps. It will come. So just trust the timing. It will. And you have the Sun card, which is this victory energy that comes in here too, right? Right, your beloved, your grandpa, is he trying to tell you something? Yeah, we can definitely look at that. The Sun card here, this Leo energy, is also about your inner child, and something that I feel is coming in with that is what brings any static with the messages is lower vibration, right? So any of our fears, any of our old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, those bring static. Any of our emotions, lower vibrational old emotions bring static. Some um and then the energy, any old energy that's lower vibration, we can release that. And anything in the physical world, we can, do and release that as well, right? Right. So, this is this great, just awareness of that. The more we turn down our fear noise, the more we clear away lower vibration out of our life, more and more and more and more, the higher, or the more we're in higher vibration and the clearer our connection with the spirit world too. So there is that energy of, cleansing and clearing, that out. More and more, and that helps with all of that. So, doing the shadow work as we have been doing, that's the patience, right? It's like just continue to do it. You're releasing stuff, you're raising your vibration, you're raising your vibration, and it takes time to. The more that we're in that, the more it becomes like a muscle where we can do that, right? So we do have this like, what are we bringing in our eyes and our ears and even our nose, our mouth, our touch, anything in the physical senses that helps, the environment that we're around. Like you said, you're letting relationships go that are not serving you anymore and doing those things. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so it's about just being aware of anything that triggers anything that comes up that's not of unconditional love energy is lower vibration, and it's just something to look at. And those things come up and they're just like it'll come over time. And it's like a muscle too, which is like kind of like that patience card. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the more it grows, right? And the stronger it becomes. So connecting as often as you can. A great book. I don't know if I shared this yet. This is a book that I read here. You Are a Channel with Sarah Landon. And she talks about different ways to channel and automatic writing and some different things too. So if you're looking at like uh, and she has a lot of this, energy that's in here um, as well. So like tools and different practices and things like that. It's a very good book, but that's the biggest thing is using it and yeah, and building strength, right? So I like that. Yeah, even the sun card, Leo energy is the strength card too, right? Christina, uh-oh. Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's really good. Christina. Yeah, it's amazing that when we talk about something, here comes the opportunity to apply what we've learned, right, Christina? So you've got this stuff. I just got this news. It's news and information, but the story, higher vibration, lower vibration. First, take deep breaths, take deep breaths. We'll get to you eventually here. All right, let's see here. So what else for you here? We got the Five of Wands. Yeah, here's the change of energy from lower vibration to higher vibration. You have the Two of Wands, the focus of your energy. I like that. And then what else? This other one, the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So here's all this energy. Here's you with those gifts and with this energy. All three of these cards, they were like stacked on top of one another with the Queen of Wands on the bottom, which shows you your connection to the spirit world. And so when we're also growing our energy, it's about being gentle with ourselves. And um, it's like when we focus on the gratitude for the messages we are getting, gratitude for the clarity, the higher vibration, when we look at, I want more, I want this, we can ask the creator once, like when I did it's when all the planets were aligning. We had all the planets in a parade. It was a great opportunity to, put some wishes out there. And so I said, all right, creator, spirit, I would love to expand my connection to the spirit world and connecting with collectives and all sorts of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. And then you can put the wish out there. You just have to ask once. They aren't forgetful, luckily. You ask them once, and then the rest of it is gratitude. And then I have my little book where I put all my wishes in, and then I come back to it and I thank the creator, right? It's now 3:30. Looking at your watch, time, right? That's that patience thing. Trust the divine timing. But I do feel like it's being aware of your energy, and just seeing where we are investing it in each moment and just being gentle and bringing it back. There's so much that does take us out into the world of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. So if I have any kind of judgments about the outside world, then that means that's a lower vibration. That's I'm in my human, which we're human, we're going to be in our human. But when we recognize that, we can return back to our higher self and just gently bring us back, right? Yeah. And that is a belief, right? Slow? It's slow? What do you mean it's slow? It's not meeting my expectations on how fast it should be growing. Ah, that's our awareness. Trust me, I know this very well myself. It's like, come on, isn't it supposed to be? And I'm like, oh, as soon as I hear my say supposed to be, should, need to be, must be, have to be, then that tells you, that energy, right? So we'll take a look here. Yep. And so we have the emperor, which is you are in control. You get to decide what you want. You put a plan together and then you put your energy towards doing that, right? You get to take the steps forward. Yeah, the judgment card. You do have this, your higher self calling you to this higher place with that too, right? Um, so I do like, this energy around that as well. Does your grandpa have anything for you? The bottom of the deck, you do have the 10 of cups, which is the joy, 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 joy card. I love the little otters on here because otters, I'm with you forever. That's the first thing I want you to know. I'm with you forever. We're in this life, this existence forever. I'm eternal, you're eternal. Actually, I'm with you up there with your higher self already, but I'm also with you and present energetically around this human character that you are. But this 10 of cups is it's like otter energy. Choose joy. Choose joy. And I love that. There's this beautiful, that's your essence. That's higher vibration. Unconditional love, joy, laughter, play. I feel like he was very much a jokester or very much about joy, laughter, play. And, follow your joy, be unconditional love, be you, just be. You don't have to try to become. You already are perfect. It's just a matter of. I like that he's bringing a Rumi quote about love, but it's about everything. We don't have to discover love. We don't have to discover joy. We don't have to discover our gifts, discover who we are. This. We just have to become aware of the obstacles that we have created between us and it. And the more we connect higher, the more aware we become of our higher selves as well. And that's what allows us to see things differently and to connect higher too. So I feel like he's all about the joy. Oh, wow. You get to see me there, even. I love that. Beautiful. So you get to see otters. I love it. Let's see here. And let's see what else does your grandfather want you to know. This will be your fortune cookie, and they'll give you that here. All right. Look at that. Shine, baby, shine. Such a grandpa thing to say. The time is right for you to spread your wings and soar. You have something valuable to share. Bring forth your greatest contribution. Step into your fullest potential. Show the world the real you. Reach out and shine. The universe supports your growth. And it was like he supports your growth as well. So he's there helping support, but choose joy, choose joy. I like that. All right. So that is what they have there for you, Moonlight. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I love your grandfather's energy too. Actually, anyone I connect to on the other side, they are just so, their natural state is joy and unconditional love. It just feels so nummy. All right. Absolutely. I love that. All right. Now, let's take a look here. So we've got Maria P. You are up next here. Let's see, did I do that right? I sure did. All right. Well, miracles never cease. Let's take a look here. Whoa. Mouse gone wild. Look out. Look out. All right. So, Maria P., here is your timestamp, and let's jump into your reading. Thank you so much again for your donations earlier today and for this additional donation. So, let's take a look. I'm going to take a sip here. All right. So, what are Wally's thoughts and feelings tonight? Here for you. Right, Moonlight, sleep well, dream well. I hope we send you energy to have deep, restful sleep for at least a few hours, and that it multiplies your rest. So good night, my friend. All right. So what are Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you tonight? Okay, thoughts and feelings. Let me bring this over here where I can see it better. Okay. Why was Walter so emotional last night when we were chatting around 1 a.m.? Okay. And then anything Spirit wants you to know about your relationship with Walter. Walter. Okay. And anything he hasn't told you yet. All right. Let's see what we got here. So, thoughts and feelings towards you this evening. We've got the Knight of Cups. Yeah, we got movement of emotion here, romantical emotion flowing. We got the Empress. Yeah, we always get like a lot of this. You either get the Empress or the Queen of Pentacles. Not always, but quite a bit, right? Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, the nurturingness. They love that divine feminine quality that you have and that you house. And there's that sensuality that's there. But there's just that energy of goddess around you that's really attractive to him. Yeah, and the King of Cups. Very balanced between head and heart here. King of Cups is that compatibility card we get quite a bit too, and they just feel like it's such a good match between the two of you. You know, you just fit like a glove, right? And so that's that beautiful energy that's coming in here. So I like that. Nothing. I don't feel like there's anything that we haven't heard before with all that, right? It just feels like it's good to hear, though, right? I like that. And then why was he so emotional at 1 a.m.? Yeah, we got the Hanged Man, this transformational energy, Neptune energy. Let's see, Eight of Pentacles, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, this being true to the authentic self here, too. I feel like there was this exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, but I also feel like there might have been a little bit of involved because I just feel like they were feeling vulnerable and feeling exhausted and just kind of in this transformative that Neptune energy I mentioned with Hanged Man. That is that dreamy, very emotional energy. Full moon too, coming in impacts us, amplifies emotions that we're feeling too. So, a combination of all that I feel is what was coming in with all of that there. So hopefully that makes sense. Anything Spirit wants you to know about your relationship with Walter? You got the Ace of Wands, passion. Seven of Wands, a lot of passion. No, this is about, again, this being true to one's authentic self. And the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is that battle between the head and the heart coming in here. Again, those expectations, that battle, they're like, they have to remind you because it is such a big part of relationships and big part of humanity. That's why there's so much um, relationships that don't work out because we're taught here's the big long list, focus on who someone's not being, what you're not being, what the relationship's not being. And when you focus on it, what does it do? It just falls apart. When we're focusing on the gratitude and the love that we're sharing and focusing on that instead of fears, what's not going to work out, what's going to happen, what could happen, what's not happening, all of that is what sucks the life out of things. So the Seven of Wands with this Three of Pentacles, it's really important for them and you to be able to be true to your authentic self and be who you are, not have to dim your light, not have to try to become something that each other want, but it's about celebrating and being who you guys are. That's the big piece here because that's the fire, the Ace of Wands that's behind the ignition of things in our relationships. If you just focus on who someone is and how amazing they are, the amazingness grows. If we focus on the lack of amazing in one area, it becomes two areas, it becomes three areas, it becomes 10 areas, it becomes 100. They multiply like rabbits, right? So, big important information there. And then anything he hasn't told you yet. Six of Cups and Six of Swords. I like this energy here of past life connection and this movement of thought and belief in mindset, but it's moving from choppy waters to calmer waters. And I feel like I don't know if you guys have talked about spirituality and past lives and these kind of connections, but I feel like what he hasn't told you yet, and it could be that he's not aware of it yet, of the past life connections that you guys have had for lifetimes. And that there's this emotion that he's not aware of why he's feeling it. But there is this movement of thought and belief and of emotion that's coming in here that he's feeling underneath the surface that he doesn't know what this is. And he's it kind of intrigues him and confuses him, maybe scares him a little bit because he's like, why do I feel this so deep so fast? And it's because of past lives. So interesting, right, Maria? Have you thought about past lives? Have you had dreams about past lives with him? All right, let's take a look here. What's your fortune cookie here? Let's see how we're doing on time. All right. All right, here we go. Opportunity number 40 coming in here. This path says this card speaks of new opportunities, although they may not necessarily come in the form that you were expecting. So be alert, look beyond the obvious, be prepared for opportunities disguised as loss. If a new pathway opens for you, trust that it's leading you in the direction that you're meant to go. Oh, so because you didn't ask about work, your spirit guides are, this is on our mind, just bring it up again. This is like the other card, letting go, new opportunity, new opportunities, new opportunities. Don't let anything hold you to that job, even if it's because, well, they work there. It's like, you know what? Don't let it feel like a loss. Well, I wouldn't be able to see them. I don't want to lose this job. I don't want to leave that area. But you're like, you know what? In the long run, this is for me, and you need to do what's for you, and not like, oh, I'm gonna not be able to see them, and just walk into their office or bring them a coffee and a Danish or a donut or whatever. It's like, you know what? That's all right. Um, it's an opportunity, and I feel like that's important for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's see, we're doing on time here. Okay, we're doing all right. Oops. Behave. All right. All right. So, Supernova, you are up next. Let me grab your timestamp here just in case you're sleeping there on the other side of the world. We'll put it out here anyway. All right. So, Nova, thank you so much for your donation and your question here. Let's see. Do we? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Messages from spirit guides and Kurt. All right. Let's take a look here and see what we have. I do feel like we going to the Angels and Auras Oracle for your reading here. So let's take a look here. Kurt likes to talk through the Oracle, you know. There we go. Let's see what we have going on here. Your desires are within reach. Master number 44. Faith, patience, excitement, relief. Ta-da! Do, 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 do. So let's see what we have here. Master number 44. It's a power number. So I like that energy that comes with that stability that comes in with all of that there too. All right. So great news. You're almost there. It's inevitable in the journey of life to have challenges and little speed bumps that may slow you down or muddy your enthusiasm. You may have heard the old saying, don't quit right before the miracle happens. And it's the message of this card. What you want is coming to you. Just keep going. Don't give up. Um, a shadow message that comes with the card says that this card is asking you to be aware of your anxiety. Now is the time to take emotional inventory. Try keeping a log of feelings and thoughts throughout the day. So, if you haven't been journaling, that's a good day to return to that, right? You may notice a spike in limiting beliefs. It's normal to have the occasional contracted thought, but your goal is to be in a place of grace and positivity. Notice the negative thought pattern that you're hearing yourself repeat the most and create an antidote to it in the form of an affirmation. For example, if your most frequent limiting belief is, nothing works out for me, then every time you think that, say to yourself, I am successful in all that I do. So it's changing those thoughts, right? The color activation is pink and red. The color pink is magnifying your self worth. You deserve all the bounties the universe has to offer. I love that worth. Magical red energy is helping you step into the flow of the divine. This powerful combination will open any and every door that presents itself to you. So I like this energy. They're like, don't give up. You're so close to your dream, so close to activating your dream. I like the because you have faith, patience, excitement, relief. The lower vibrational energy that you're battling against is disbelief, stubbornness, apathy, and anxiety. So I do feel like this message here is this stability and empowerment with these fours, and that they are encouraging you to step forward on your path and keep going, and do whatever you need to do, right, to move forward on your path. I know we've already talked to, you know, talked to death about rehab, right? So they're like, well, we're not going to talk anymore about it, but we'll mention it. But we're not going to talk about it, but we're going to mention it because they're like that is like a transformational, you know, energy that comes in. And we've got the giving and receiving card too. And that was all about receiving and that you're worthy to receive. Give and take is different to giving and receiving. Taking and receiving are not the same. When we take, whoever we take from may or may not have chosen to give. However, when we receive, choice and respect are an integral part of the exchange. Let go of any need to take and embrace the harmony of giving and receiving. And I like that. This is all about you deserve to receive help. You deserve to receive assistance. You don't need to do it all alone. And that's the big message I feel like they're saying is you deserve to receive. So I feel like that's the big message that's coming in there. Right. So that's what they have for you, Nova Nova. And many blessings. Hang in there. Thank you again for your donation. Right. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Let's see why we got about 5 minutes. I don't know if that is enough to dive into a reading here. I'm going to take some screenshots here. I will be coming back to finish out all of the readings because I still have several donations to complete. And thank you guys so much for your patience in getting to your readings. I did want to say, if Yesenia, if you're here, if you asked when will you meet your future person in the previous reading, I did complete that at the end. So if you want to check out the previous reading, because I see that you have 2 questions, the previous one will be in the last session. So so be sure to check that one out. I'll refer to that when I do your reading too, just in case you're not listening right now. But when I return, I will post the I'm sorry, when I start in the description box of the video, I will have the order in which the readings will be completed. And then, like I'm going to do after this, after I leave, I will post a pinned comment listing the order in which the readings were completed with timestamps too. So I'll put timestamps so you guys can find your reading easy breezy, short and easy. Oops, I lost my place here. Let me find it again here. So if you haven't put your sorry, let me just make sure I'm at stop mid-sentence. If you haven't put your what? Oh, okay. So it was this one. Okay, right here. Let me just highlight that so I see where we're at. If you haven't put your question in the chat, put it now. I'll grab it and I will complete it when I return later this evening. So I will complete all readings sometime tonight. But I'll be about an hour, hour and a half with my Praying Mantis members, and then I'll be on after that. I might take a little short break, but I will be back to complete all those. Right. Okay, right there. There we go. All right. And then here's the last 2 down here. Whoops. There we go. Tries to be social. Yeah, this full moon is a pretty trying energy, right? I agree, Tim. It can be very. I was chatting with my brother while I was eating via Facebook Messenger, and he was talking about the moon. Is this moon impacting you? And he was talking all about, that what he found when he was, investigating was this that this moon does turn you really, really internal reflective. And we're coming out of the Venus retrograde. In fact, it's happening right now. We've come out of the Venus retrograde. So if you guys are looking for just some additional information, if you haven't checked out the Libra full moon video, here's that link. And also the Taurus full moon, not Taurus full moon, the Taurus sun season actually came out this morning, which also will talk about the upcoming energies of Taurus season that starts around April 20th to May 20th. And there's a breakdown for each individual zodiac sign in that too. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to head out here and post what I have completed in this session. And then I shall return. Like I said, about an hour and a half, I'll complete all the readings and I'll put a pinned comment when I'm done with the stream with everyone's name with the timestamps as well. But I will have the order already in the description box of the video that you can see. So you can see, like, where am I in line if you're attending live as well. So hang in there, everybody. I'm sending you great, great love. And remember, as we're going through this adventure together, that every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator, and a great host of beings of unconditional love and light. And remember, have fun, right? Because why are we being so serious, right? And sorry, Christina, I didn't get to you about what you're going through, but as we are, you know, just an amazing thing just to be aware of. Like, we just talked about the situation, and then here comes a situation to apply what we've learned, right? So it's like, I just learned this news, and it's like, okay, um, we can be aware of the story that we're putting to it. Remember, it's a cry out for love. And it's like, do I do anything? What can we do? I can't change people's minds. All you can do is give love to your son, give love to your this being that is your daughter-in-law, give love to the little baby inside, and not um, allow lower vibrational energies to suck you out into war and battle. It's like, I want to protect, it's realizing this is a great opportunity to journal, to look at what of my fears are being triggered. Why am I being pulled out of unconditional love and higher vibration? Because my little inner child feels unsafe and out of control. Oop, out of control. Yep, there we go. That's our beautiful energy, right? We get sucked out and then we feel like, I got to control this. Do we? Nope, we can let them. Let them have their experiences. We don't know what their souls chose to experience. So we come back to our front door. We focus on us. We offer love, 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 and send love. And then we can look at, why did I want this to happen for me? What gift am I experiencing in this, right? It's an important um, thing, because if not, guess what? It'll keep happening. I'll keep experiencing things over and over. Because what's great about all these beautiful mirrors and master teachers that we have in our lives, they will continue to show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. Trust me, I know that one. How many relationships did I need before I went, oh, I see it now? Right. So, something to think about, my dear. So hang in there. I know when we're in it, it's like, but anything you can do to breathe, go for a walk, paint, what do you need to do to get yourself out of that energy? How do you ground yourself? Look at doing that, right? And see what we can do. Yeah, enjoy the journey in life, right? We will get to where we need to be, and no one gets out of this life alive. So enjoy the journey while we have it. Um, yeah, and the moon tonight, right? That'll help. Just cry out to Mother Moon, help. All right, oop, I got a jet. So I love you guys very much. Hang in there, all my friends, my Zen friends, and I'll see you soon.